Well, this is probably the final movie block that Cartoon Network is going to have. As it turns out, 20 hours ago and last night, as as Cartoon Network, I mean Acme Night on Adult Swim is airing Space Jam 2. No surprise. Um, Acme Night, Acme Night for some odd reason, according to Jason the cartoon fan, seemed to be bowed out for good. With a bang? Welp, the guessing has been sparse. Let's talk about the situation. Since last year, in September 2023, prior to the Checkered Past block coming under the Adult Swim banner rather than the Cartoon Network itself, and Adult Swim is going to eat up the 5 p.m. hour from Cartoon Network as kids stopped watching cable and more towards to YouTube and to streaming like Paramount Plus and Pluto TV. The latter of which still airs much of the programming that Nickelodeon, Cartoon Network, and other networks used to air regularly. Kawaii Life Antonio, according to him in a YouTube video short, saying that Acme Night is going to have another Futurama marathon as he's scared about the block's future. Well, no surprise, the block is about to cease to exist. But we don't know yet, but it may be a sparse to see that if it goes away, then wow, no surprise. So that means the purgatory hours on Cartoon Network is gone for good with no more movies. And at the fact that what's the matter? Why has Acme Night no longer popular? Why is Acme Night no longer popular? After all, it was a move from Tom Aschheim, who no longer works with Warner Media. Warner Brothers Discovery. Well, there are main reasons why Acme Night isn't popular anymore. First of all, they stopped doing commercial advertising on what movies are going to come. Second, I have a sad feeling that they're burning off the rest of the movies so they can end Acme Night once and for all, with the fact that controversy issues have been surrounding Acme Night, with rants and reviews and also negative reception about Acme Night. The fact that it was supposed to be a movie and family block, that they were supposed to air the projects Warner Brothers is getting, like the upcoming Batman Caped Crusader series, Unicorn Warriors Eternal, My Adventures with Superman, and later other projects, including that Steve Urkel cartoon special called Did I Do That to the Holiday? That's what I said, but in the Steve Urkel imitation. This time a little rusty and a little accurately. Thank goodness. What a surprise. Not a good future for Acme Night, and I feel like the block has been doomed from the start when it moved to Adult Swim by force prior to the 5 p.m. hour. We already had, and besides, I say the big guess is the live action shows that aired on Acme Night, like Family Matters, Wipeout, Reboot, and that Practical Jokers thing, probably from True TV. And everybody think that Acme Night is basically CN Real 2.0, which unfortunately isn't. I mean, seriously, for years, since throughout the years of Cartoon Network's existence in the 2010s, they have been airing live action movies, and they said they don't fit on Cartoon Network because it's Cartoon Network for a reason. What's the point? What's the point of saying that to many people? It's annoying. It's an experiment. And once again, how can an experiment hurt a channel? And it wasn't just an experiment. Someone said to me on a Sam Real promo saying that Warner Brothers is desperately trying to get more content for Cartoon Network. So they had to get live action to the channel. So they as filler. But nobody didn't seem to get it. And nobody didn't know that. Obviously, it's ironic. Honestly, I don't really care about live action being on a cartoon channel that is meant to produce cartoons because honestly, I don't really mind and I don't care if they add anything experimental as long as it continues to pump out the variety anyways. But honestly, obviously everyone do mind live action not to be on a cartoon channel. This is just how it is. Repeating the same thing over and over and over. What I'm not surprised. And anywho, in any case, that means if ACME Night goes away, I'm afraid, then I don't know what. I'm not doing any more comments on it, and I wouldn't be surprised. No, really, I ain't gonna be surprised. In fact, in fact, I rather stick to my own projects that I'm doing. That's in anyways. Besides, I haven't been doing movie openings from the ACME Night block ever since I ditched cable, and ever since a live stream website shut down because of the fan-made TV videos being paused and halted because of it, that I had to wait until further notice. And also a problem with ACME Night being on Adult Swim is that a family block doesn't belong on Adult Swim, as Adult Swim focuses more on mature audiences, 18 to 34. Yeah, that's what I think. That's what I think. And also some people said, what's the point of having ACME Night on Adult Swim? What is even the point? I'm afraid I might be burning off the block just because I think it's because that just so to make way for another movie block or Adult Swim to take over the Sunday's 5 p.m. purgatory hours. Oh boy. Right. Also, the bigger reason why I want to say this, the big reason why ACME Night was forced to move to Adult Swim is because of Checkered Pass. Also, if Checkered Pass really bothered being part of Cartoon Network, Cartoon Network will try screwing up with Checkered Pass, according to a user. Goes by the name of Derek Hole. Oh, he said that Cartoon Network would try screwing up with Checkered Pass if the block aired on Cartoon Network. What basically occurred with the revival of Cartoon Planet in 2012, which got screwed over and ended. And Cartoon Planet, Checkered Pass's predecessor, Cartoon Planet 2012, that was around the time that Cartoon Planet was revived during the Snyder era. And they were put in much more recent content there at the time. Cartoon Planet was a bit different, and it was an hour-long block selected at random, while Checkered Pass only has shows that are known to be aired there. Michael Oling has his plans for making Cartoon Network special while facing through times that is needed it to have 24 hours again. And Adult Swim to move its own network, to move on to its own network, like in Canada or in the future, or in Latin America. If Cartoon Network becomes 24/7, that means Adult Swim will be splitting off, separating from Cartoon Network, I'm afraid. But some people think that Adult Swim is Cartoon Network's potential. Depending which sides I'm on, I can't pick sides. I'm not choosing sides. I'm sorry. I'm not picking any more sides anymore. This is completely pathetic. I know everybody want Cartoon Network to be on until 9 or 10, but honestly, it's live and it's the business. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. No, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, but I'm completely not. I'm not. I just. Oh, I can't even describe myself. If if ACME Night goes away, sayonara to ACME Night, I'm afraid. And that means with it going away, that means Cartoon Network no longer airs movies. Possibly. If Michael Oley even plans to revive cartoon theater, then that means something might be a good. That means it might be a good thing. If if Michael Olin is up to revive cartoon theater. Remember, cartoon theater launched after the Cartoon Network launched, and when Cartoon Theater ended, it became in the flicks during the Snyder era. The flicks clinged to life, but didn't last long. And then we got Acme Night, which is possibly clinging to life, but now it's about to cling to death. Now, a big devastation, and that's a tough pill to swallow. And besides, Adult Swim and besides, I understand why Adult Swim had to move up to 5, because they care about the fans rather than Cartoon Network. Yeah, honestly, I would rather suck with Adult Swim rather than suck up with Cartoon Network, as Cartoon Network did nothing. Nothing. Despite they have variety on their schedule, it's still not going to do any good. Still not doing any good. You still see Teen Titans Go and Gumball still filling up the schedule with a little bit of Tiny Toons University and Prince Ivandale into the mix. I'm sorry, but I'm not impressed. I'm sorry, Cartoon Network, but I think Adult Swim cares about the fans rather than you guys are. And I think you all honestly deserve to have your hours being shortened. Maybe you should start thinking about what you did while you're in production with those upcoming original IPs, like the cartoons, like the Powerpuff Girls, for example, and that famous Foster's reboot, and that soon to be a Foster's reboot for that Cartoonito preschool. What the heck thing of yours is then? That'll teach y'all to milk Teen Titans Go to death. And honestly, y'all Cartoon Network never does think. They should start thinking now while they're learning a lesson about never to overplay Teen Titans Go again. That'll teach them for abandoning their fans.